Hello and welcome to this tutorial of the Texture Pack Combiner. Here I'm going to show you just how simple it is to combine texture packs with the Texture Pack Combiner. I think a lot of people, when they see the installation instructions, they get somewhat intimidated by the length of it, but honestly it's all a very simple process. It's very easy to install with the Texture Pack Combiner. Well, I'm all set here with my coffee, so let's get started. First and foremost, the Texture Pack Combiner, I have already put it here, and I have already downloaded all the mods we're gonna need. So first up, we're gonna extract the Texture Pack Combiner, and I'm gonna put it right under the C drive. We extract it there, and what you're gonna find inside the folder are these files, and this right here is a batch file. This is what it's all about. This is the file you're gonna run after you have put all the mods that you want to combine into their right place. So the bottom line is basically that all you need to do is to put every mod in their correct folder and make sure that they have the correct folder structures. And then you can run the batch file here. This batch file merely contains copying instructions, so if you put files in the wrong locations, then this batch file is not going to find the files and the merge is not going to be complete. So we're going to do this first with the required mods, and we have three folders here: HD2K, SHD and SRO. And let me open a second Explorer window here. It will be a little easier to follow what's going on. Alright, I have the mods already downloaded right here. And let's start with the HD2K, which is right here. We get the towns file, and what we want are only textures and meshes folders. That's all we need. This one only has textures, so we put that right there. And if you're ever confused about which folder is for which mod, then just look at the installation instructions, because it says right there the full name of each mod and which folder belongs to which mod. Okay, and these files are pretty big, so I'm not gonna show you the extraction process of all of them to save us some time. We're gonna grab this one right here. We grab the textures, we put it in HD2K. And if it asks you to merge the folders, which it will do now, here, yes, you just click yes. We grab the next one, textures, HD2K. And through the magic of video editing, this will be short. Yes. And there we go. And the last file of the HD2K, textures, HD2K. We click yes. There we have it. And next we have SHD, which is Series HD Retexture. We grab the textures folder, we put it right there. And finally, we have Skyrim Realistic Overhaul. And this mod comes not with a textures folder right away. So if I would take this folder and extract it in here, that would confuse the batch file, because it does not look in this folder for the files, so it doesn't work. You have to make sure that you put only textures and meshes folders. Again, this mod only has textures. And I'm gonna edit out this long extraction process again. And there we have it. And we can grab the next file. Not this folder, we just want textures. There we go. Yes, we want to merge. And there we have it. And we grab the last file. We grab the textures, we put it in SRO. Yes, we want to merge this folder. And finally we have the 1.3 update here. Always obviously extract the updates last, otherwise you risk overwriting the newer files. Choose your resolution option. I go for the high res ones because my computer is not too bad. It can actually handle it, at least if I don't run with an ENB. And yes, we want to merge. Yes, we want to merge with everything. And yes, we want to overwrite all files. And there we have it. Now all the required mods are done. We have textures, and we have textures, and we have textures. So that looks all good. Now let's move on to the optional mods. And first and foremost, I want to say if you want to skip one mod, or several mods for that matter, you can just leave that folder empty. And here I'm gonna skip Project Parallax because I do not use an ENB. So I'm just gonna leave these folders empty. And let's start at the top. We begin with Lush Grass. We grab that there. Data. We do not want the data folder. We only want textures and meshes. And here we have meshes. We put it in Lush Grass. There, it's done already because it was a rather small file. Next we have Lush Trees. We do not want data folders. We want only meshes and textures. And then we have, I don't want to install Project Parallax, so we skip those and we go to Ruins Clutter Improvement, which we have right there. We do not want the data folder. We want only meshes and textures folders. We put that right there. I know I repeat myself quite a lot about these textures and meshes folders, but it's really the main thing you need to keep in mind with just a few exceptions. And now we're getting to SMIM here. SMIM is a little different because it's the only mod that doesn't require textures and meshes folders. Because you're gonna open this up and you're gonna be like, what the heck? There are so many folders here. Where do I get all those textures and meshes folders from? You do not need those with this mod. SMIM is a little different in that way. You can just grab everything there and put it in the SMIM folder. The batch file will pick what it needs from all of these folders and combine it. So remember that if you want to combine SMIM, just get the whole thing and put it in there. Alright, next we have Trees HD. I have the Ultra version here because my computer can deal with it. We get the meshes and textures folders and we put it right there. Now, if you read my installation instructions, you're gonna see that I recommended you to also download the low resolution option of Trees HD. And that is because it has texture that, well, let's begin by looking at the Ultra again here first. If you look at this texture here, this one, and you look at the size, this alone is 11 megabytes big. That's a lot for a texture. And the thing with that particular texture is that it isn't used in many places. It's a rarely used texture, and the low resolution option version doesn't make much of a difference visually. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna grab this file here, and we're gonna go to the correct folder. There we go. And we're gonna extract this one and overwrite it. Of course, this is completely optional, so if you think this is confusing or unnecessary, then you don't have to do it. It's just that I prefer to do it to save a bit of video card memory, just to squeeze out the extra bit of performance. Anyway, finally we have Vertex Flora, which is before I forget it, we have to first install this patch as well. This is a compatibility patch, and it is used for lush trees, but this patch is downloaded from the Trees HD page. If you use Trees HD, Vertex Flora and lush trees, then you should get the patch from that page. And we don't want the data folder, we want just the meshes, and we put this in Trees HD. There are several versions of this patch. You can download one from the Lush Trees page, but if you're using Trees HD, you should get the Trees HD version. Yes, we want to overwrite. Okay, and now finally we have Vertex Flora. We do not want the data folder, we just want meshes and textures. And we put that right there. Alright. That should be everything. Let's go through it now to make sure that we have made everything correctly. Lush grass there, meshes folder, empty because I don't want to combine project parallax, meshes textures, SMIM is a little different, remember, you do not need meshes and textures here, you can just grab the whole thing and put it in the SMIM folder. Trees HD, meshes textures, required mods, textures. Alright, looks like we're all set there, so now we can just run the Texture Pack Combiner, and depending on the amount of optional mods you use, and of course newer versions of this mod in the future, it's probably just gonna keep increasing in size, etc. But right now you should have a folder that is approximately 5 GB in size. So we begin the merging process, and you may read sometimes during this process that it says 0 files copied. And that is completely normal if you skip installing a mod, because it just means that the script doesn't find the mods in the empty folder, so it's completely normal and expected. I'd also like to point out a few advantages of combining mods like this, because not only do you get hand-picked textures, so you're gonna know that everything's gonna look great in-game, but you won't have to bother with conflicting mods either, because you're gonna know everything will be compatible with one another. And there won't be an internal load order between the mods either, and it will be a huge time saver whenever you have to reinstall things. Alright, and there we have it, it's all done. So what we have now is a combined folder that got created here. And we right click, we select properties, and we see that it's a bit over 5 GB in size, and contains right now almost 2000 files. Of course this will vary depending on how many optional mods you chose to install. And we go into the combined folder and we see the meshes and textures. And what we want to do now is, well, we basically have two options. The first one is we just grab these two folders and we put them in your Skyrim data folder. But it's not very good to do so, because that means you're going to overwrite all the original files, and you're basically gonna have to reinstall your game if you ever want to restore the old textures, unless you make a manual backup. But anyway, the best way to do this is to compress this into one archive. So we're gonna start WinRAR, and we have that right there. And in the mods folder here, I'm gonna go straight to my Skyrim folder and Nexus Mod Manager, and here I have my mods folder for the Nexus Mod Manager. So I grab these meshes and textures and I'm gonna pull it over here, and it wants to name it combined.var. That's completely fine. And if you want to make it smaller, you can just choose the best compression, but it's gonna take longer for you to compress it and install and uninstall it in, well, at least installing it is gonna take longer in NMM. So just for now I'm gonna choose just store, so the file size will be the same. It's not gonna save me any space, but it's gonna be faster. And there we go, we have the combine.var file here, and now we have all the merged textures and textures and meshes in this archive here. Everything is combined and merged and ready right in there. There's one thing left to do, and that is if you installed SMIM, it needs an ESP file. So we're gonna grab this ESP file, optional mods, SMIM, and it's under core here. There we have the static mesh improvement mod ESP file, and you want to put it in your Skyrim data folder. So we put it right there, copy there, and we should be all set. We start the Nexus mod manager. Static mesh improvement, it's already selected here because I used it before, but if this is not selected, you want to make sure to check this box here. Additionally, if you use the Bethesda high-res DLC, you should put that before your combined textures, otherwise there are going to be problems. And also you want to, if you use a high-res DLC, you want to make sure these boxes are not checked and that you added what is needed into the ini file. But I'm not going to go through that here because you can find that under the high-res DLC information. It's all in my installation guide, so just check there for that. Anyway, here we have all the combined textures. So we're going to activate this by checking here or by double clicking, which I will do. And it's going to now install the mod. And it's gonna ask you to overwrite the original vanilla files, and yes, we want to do that. And because this file is so huge, we're now looking at 5.5 gigabytes. It's gonna take a little while to get this installed, but when it's all done here, and if you for some reason in the future you want to uninstall this, or maybe you want to make a new combined file with an updated texture pack combiner, when you have created an archive, you can just double click it here to deactivate it, and the mod will get uninstalled, and your game folder will be restored to its original state. Okay, so there we go, the mod was successfully activated, and there we have it. Now you have your own texture customized Skyrim, and you have all these mods combined into one single archive here. It's very convenient and it's very simple to handle, so it's a win-win right there. Anyway, so now I'm gonna leave you with some in-game shots of before and after pictures, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that everything was clarified for you. If you still have questions or problems while installing this or using this utility, simply post on the forum on the Nexus Skyrim page, and I'll see if I can help you out. So enjoy your new textures and have fun and have a great time.
so much for taking care of those thieves. The Riverwood Trader is
It
back
means
to the
so
way
much
it
to
used
us
to
to have
be.
the It means so much to us to have the claw back where it belongs. Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking care of those thieves. The Riverwood Trader is back to the way it used to be.
A traveler. You must have so much to tell